Hello, the purpose of the screencast is to explain the assessment assignment for Education 360. So I'm going to walk through this assignment with you. The purpose of this assignment, there are two purposes for this assignment. I want for you to create an authentic assessment. So as teachers, we create a variety of different assessments, and I want for you to create an assessment using the Virginia Standards of Learning as well as the technology enhanced items. I am your primary audience for this assignment, so you're writing it for me. I've broken down this assignment into various steps to try to make this as clear as possible for you, so I'm going to review those with you. First, you have to create a 12-question assessment using at least including at least 4 technology-enhanced questions. They do not have to be 4 different types, but you do have to include 4 technology-enhanced items. You have to include at least 3 questions from each of the 4 reporting areas. So as you know, there are several different reporting areas, including number and number sense, computation estimation, measurement and geometry, probability statistics, patterns, functions, and algebra. Okay, so that is the breakdown. That's where you get 3 questions for each of the 4 areas equals 12 questions, and then within those questions, at least 4 of them from any category need to be technology enhanced. All of your questions have to be tagged by the SOL. So if you see here, you want to write a question, and then right after it in parentheses, you will put the SOL. Be very careful that you are including standards from the curriculum framework. So the updated math standards include a letter after each standard, grade level, and category. You may want to consider building your test in Google Docs because it's very user-friendly based on our demonstration in class. Okay, after you've created your test, as a way to be helpful to you, I'm happy to copy the test for you. So if you want me to do that, you need to give it to me at least 1 week in advance of your due date. Once you have your assessments, you need to administer it to at least 10 people. These need to be not math majors and not liberal studies majors. So anyone else is fine. Grandparents, niece, nephew, mom, dad, whoever you want is fine. It is sometimes easier, even though you have technology enhanced questions, for this assignment, it's just a little bit easier if you print it, and then you can always explain what the technology enhanced part is. If you need additional directions, make sure that you include that, or even better, make sure that you write that on the assessment. So after you've created your test, you've given it to some friends, the next thing that you're going to need to do is grade each assessment. And so you'll mark each question correct or incorrect, and then this is the key part of the assignment. This is where I want for you to analyze the results. Okay, it's really important that teachers know how to analyze results because this is how we determine what our students know and they don't know. So I put some guiding questions listed right here for you. So things like looking at consistencies or inconsistencies in questions. Did everybody miss question number 2? It says, so what do you think the reason is the reason for that? You know, maybe the question was worded in a way that was confusing to other people, or maybe there was something in there that was tricky. Another way to look at the data would be to determine if the entire class, like all 10 of your people, maybe all of them were weak with the questions under the area of computation and estimation. So if that's the case, then as a teacher, you're going to act on that and you're going to do remediation in the area of computation and estimation. So I'm not going to review all of these questions. You do not have to respond to each of these questions. Just respond to the ones that are applicable to your data, or if there's other things that you can respond to, check those there. And then the rest of the assignment is filled in on the worksheet. So I'm going to move down to that section now. So you can make a copy of this in Google if you want, or you can download it and work in Microsoft Word. Either way is fine. So the next thing that you'll do is you'll identify the mean and the median, and then I want for you to convert this to a percentage. So I'll list that here. If the mean is, if the average score was an 8 out of 12, then the mean is going to be 67%. And so make sure that you've got a percentage listed below. And then in this space here, I want you to answer, what does this information tell you as a teacher about your student's performance? Okay. Moving down into the next section, this is the highest point category. So as I mentioned earlier, this is where you're going to really analyze those results, look for similarities in the data, Oftentimes students have, everyone gets 100. And so then what are you going to do? Well, that still tells you something. So if everyone gets 100, then there is a strong understanding of the content. Why do you think that could happen? And so then you can sort of project on some reasons of why that happened. All right, the last two sections here are the bar graph. I'm going to show you an example of that one. Okay, so here's one example of a possible bar graph. Notice that it is organized by question, and this person listed correct or incorrect. Okay, that is a fine way to organize this. Grab a different one here. Okay, again, same thing, correct or incorrect. The last thing that you'll need to do is include a link of your assessment, and then please be sure to review the point distribution on Canvas. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help you.